This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck Fighting. I'm joined by Anthony Taylor over Zoom. Anthony, I have to say, I do apologise for not interviewing you after your win against Gabriel Sliva in Dublin. I just didn't bump into you backstage, so I sort of missed you there.
Hey, Fred, man, you're a busy guy, Fred. Every time I talk to you, like, oh, I gotta do 30 edits within 30 minutes. I'm like, Fred ain't got no time. What you need is assistant, Fred. You need an assistant, an editor who knows how your work is done. That way, bam, it makes your job easier.
I'd also have to pay them, and that's a long day as well.
Listen, Fred, hey, just give them 100 pounds for the day. That's it, brother. 200 pounds for the day.
Yeah.
Day's work. That's good money if you think about it. Like, what is the minimum wage out there in the UK? What,
Oh,
like,
making £100 in a day is a lot of money. That's really good.
right? But their editing is what's going to take their time. Just pay them 200 pounds and call it at that, right? You're making a shit ton of money on YouTube and whatever you do. We don't need to get in finances, but 200 pounds would definitely get a high level editor to come around.
Maybe it's something. Yeah, I should look into more. I don't know. I'm quick at doing it though now. It's taken me a long time, but I've kind of finessed the way of
Yes,
finding it with little shortcuts. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about you, Anthony. You had a
yes.
fantastic win over Gabriel Silva. You're now a free man. Now you got a good few fights coming up, which should be big money making fights.
Yes, easy money. Oh yeah, and don't forget, for the fans, to get some timestamps because a lot of the fans are really going to see this. Definitely, I saw the Mams Taylor thing. It was incredible, especially when you did the timestamp. I was like, all right, okay, supercar, oh, HST, oh, okay, give us, instead of having to watch the whole 34 minutes, I was able to watch a good 5 to 10 minutes, and I was satisfied with everything. But yes, Gabe Silva, an easy fight for me. And the reason why I call it an easy fight for me, and we're just going to say it like this: hats off to Gabriel Silva. He was a tough opponent, game opponent, very tricky, but I figured him out. But he was a well-rounded fighter. One of my toughest tests. I'm not going to take nothing away from Gabriel Silva because he was a good challenge. Hats off to my coach, Lightning Lopez, for coaching me through the rounds. But remember this, Fred. I trained hard to make this shit look easy. Whenever you train hard, the fight should be easy. The hard part is cutting the weight. And I came in there with a game plan. I knew I was destined to knock him out. I just knew it. It's just aurora around me right now. Like I'm like Jurin right now. Like nothing can touch me right now, Fred. But I'm staying humble and I'm staying in the gym.
That's what I like, Anthony. Keeping things simple and keeping the routine moving. But no, yeah, Mam said a lot of love in the comments for that timestamps comment. And yeah, people do love the timestamps. I guess
Yes.
you haven't got only got an hour free in the day and you want to do 10 things, you want to watch an interview, and it's pretty cool, a lot quicker to skip through it and see which parts you want to watch. But yeah, no, it was a fantastic win over Gabe Silva, stoppage win, exciting times ahead. There is a supercard though at the end of this year, and we're hoping we'll see you on it.
Absolutely. I mean, the fans, we all know what the fans want to see. They want to see me versus Darren Till. Now, I'm game. I'm ready to go. I told Mams I'm ready to go. But it's up to Darren Till and Mams Taylor to get the job on their end. We'll see what's going on because I'm not in the negotiation table with that. But I'm ready to go if Darren Till wants to fight. I believe Darren Till can't get down to 175. So I'm willing to go up weight to 185 to fight Darren Till. And I'm willing to do it because I want to give the fans a show. I want them to see, hey, I can also go down to 165 as high as 185 just to put on a show for you fans. And I know what Darren Till's what's his dues and what he can and what he can't do. So I'm going to come up to 185. It'll be a non-title fight and knock Darren Till out next. But who knows? Maybe a Tyron Woodley. We don't know. Maybe a Joe Fournier. It's just I just have to be prepared if Darren Till is not able to fight.
Hmm. I mean, he did call you out on Twitter a long time ago before you had these two big wins of Samuel Eriksson and Gabriel Silva. I mean, he was still talking trash. And I think when I interviewed him back in Dubai a few months ago, he was mentioning your name, wanting to fight a Misfit. So yeah, I think that is a fight to make. We'll just see. It's a matter of time over the next couple of weeks if it gets made. Another fight that was made, which is very exciting, is Gib versus Slim. Your thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, it's a perfect matchup. It's definitely a good matchup. Those guys, they're good fighters. Slim, I like Slim because he can talk and he can fight and he can back it up. I like Gib because he got good cardio and he can fight. Look, I'm not going to take nothing away from these fighters. These guys are game opponent, but my issue is, hey, are you guys willing to back it up after one another fight? Who are you going to fight next? We all know Mam said in the Amadeus fight card with Salt Poppy, the winner between Salt and Kenny fight Slim, but now Slim is fighting Gibb. So I would assume that the winner of Salt and Kenny fights the winner between Slim and Gibb. I'm excited for the matchup. Is it the main event?
Given Slim is yes.
Yes. I'm excited for the matchup. I want to see who's going to face me next because I defended my title twice. I have the right to challenge another champion since I defended my title twice already. I have every right to go down to 165 to challenge for that title before anybody else. And no one and Fred, you can agree. Everybody agrees that I should fight Slim if he decides to win. The winner of them fights me, and the winner of us fights KSI, which is possibly a good outcome fight. But overall, it's going to be an amazing fight between Slim and Gibb.
Who are you picking though? You got to pick one of them.
I'm picking Slim just because Slim throws. So, the reason why I'm picking Slim, not because he throws, Slim's been training. He's been in a gym. He's had two training camps. We can confirm he had one training camp with the KSI fight that fizzled out, but he was in camp. Slim has been in camp longer than Gibb. And the last time we saw Gibb fight was Austin McBroom, which was last year on Kingpin. Now, we know Gibb wasn't in the gym every single day. He's probably doing strength conditioning with Leon Wells, but strength conditioning ain't going to win you a fight. Hitting pads, sparring, training in that gym is what's going to win you fights. So my edge is going Slim just because Slim's had more prepared, he's been more prepared. And I don't know if I'm correct that Mam said that Gibb and Slim knew about fighting each other when they approached him months ago, right? Am I right or wrong?
I mean, it's been rumored, but I don't. It was only official up in like the last couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah. I'm just giving Slim the edge because he's just been fighting. He has more experience than Gibb. He's been fighting longer. He's been in the gym, and Slim looks like he's improving. He's getting a lot. He's getting a lot better. Slim will give me a good test if I fight him. I'm not going to say I'm going to steamroll Slim, but Slim will give me some problems just because he's long and he knows how to use his range. Gibb, I'm not sure how Gibb is because Gibb has never been challenged. The only challenge we saw Gibb fight was Jake Paul. Jarvis is an underachiever. He's a small guy, very small guy. And then when we look at Austin McDustpan, come on, bro. There's nothing we can do with Austin McDustpan.
To be fair, in the first Austin fight, though, Gibb did get knocked down by him before Gibb knocked him out. This was in September of 2022, about a couple of years ago.
I mean, at the end of the day, Austin McBroom is not a fighter. He doesn't train hard. And when you get beat up, when you get hit by a guy like that and get dropped by a guy like that, that causes concerns. To be honest, if Kenny would have fought Gibb in that finals, Kenny would have beat Gibb just because Kenny knows how to use his range. Simple as that.
And what you say that Slim will KO Gibb? It won't go a full 8 rounds?
No, I wouldn't. It will definitely go a full. It would definitely go a full 8 rounds just because Slim is now has time. Like we got about 3 months, almost 3 months, Fred. If you think about it, almost 3 months. Slim's going to be ready to go. I'm gonna give Slim his.
Whoa! You're scaring me now because that's the next Mrs. event. So I got blue in. I guess I got Jake Mike Tyson. But no wait, this is 2 months. Let me check my calendar. So it's 22nd of September. We done the. Oh, it's about a while, wasn't it? Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said, Fred. It's about almost 3 months. I can't give out the exact date because I don't want to get in trouble. So that's why I ain't saying the exact date. So what I'm just saying is Slim got 3 months to train for an 8-round fight.
Mm.
He's a professional. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. But if I'm putting my money down, I'm putting my money down on Slim. And that's the fight that's going to happen eventually next year, me and Slim. Look, Fred, we were destined to fight, me and Slim. And I manifested every moment, Fred. I said, Fred, when we had this talk, I said, I'm going to be the biggest star in crossover boxing. Watch. Everybody's going to fear me. Yeah, people was like, okay, we'll see. Everybody laughed at me. But Fred, you believed me. You was like, okay, Anthony, one fight at a time. And now look where we are. Look where we are.
I know, I know. I'm very, very proud of you. And I'm very, very happy for your all your success over the last few years. It does make me smile. Just a couple more things before I let you go, and you can get them on the rest of your day. Let's put this then. Do you reckon that the fight between you, a lot of people actually will put. I'll ask this question this way: when the fight got
Yes.
announced between you're fighting KSI with Slim, and then back then you had the kind of more clinchy style boxing that wasn't as entertaining. And now you kind of switch your style up, the more come forward and kind of throwing the overhand right, letting your hands go, getting the stoppages. I'm guessing a lot more people are thinking that fight would be a lot more competitive now between you, Slim, and KSI.
Yeah, I'm more. I'm more of a diverse fighter. To be honest, I'm just gonna give us credits. When I saw the small council meeting with True Gordy, and True Gordy pretty much basically said, "Hey, if Anthony continues to fight with the style, cut his ass. He's gonna be done." So that's how I took it. I pretty much said, if I fight like this and hug, they Mister's gonna cut me. So I had to change my style, and I had to let it be known, like, hey, I can box too. So leading up to the KSI fight, which I thought we were going to fight, I was ready to go. I'm still ready to go. And I knew that my coach, boxing coach with Lightning Lopez, was like, look, we're going to box. We're going to keep it standing. We're going to do longer rounds of you doing technical boxing. So leading up to the fight, I was ready. But KSI fighting me and Slim, he would have lost, hands down, just because my pressure would have definitely took him down. Like, I have a style which is tough to figure out. You can hit me all you want, but I'm gonna give you your style. KSI has that karate style where he rushes in with a jab and then with a quick 1-2. That's the MMA style. I'm used to that type of style. I didn't know what weight we were going to fight at, to be honest. I wasn't too sure, so I wasn't really worried about it. But the style I have now will be any fighter in Misfits. This style would be Aegis Virgo right now. I I can go and fight right now whoever I want to fight. Like, that's how good I'm in. I'm in the gym consistently every single day, Fred. I'm in the gym. This is my life. And a lot of these influencers, excuse me, a lot of these influencers, crossover boxers, they keep bragging that they're influencers. No, you're a fighter now. You're a professional fighter now. Cut the influencer shit out. If you had more than 4 fights, 3 fights, you're a fighter. Cut the excuses out. Let's fight.
And I'd like to point out that they still do the influence side of things. They still upload the TikToks, YouTube videos, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. I mean, that's your job. Everybody in UFC is doing it. Everybody in boxing is doing it now. It's no different. Dana White said it perfect. Like, hey, look, don't get mad at me because you're getting paid this much because your following is big. If you're putting out content, and it doesn't have to be funny, goofy fight content, and you have a following, people are going to support you, Fred. A lot of people didn't support me because of my style. But now that I switched my style up, I became more of a likable guy because now I'm beating people up. People are starting to support me. And all it takes is just one change in your lifestyle. That's it.
One little change indeed. Just one last thing before I let you go. Did you see the AJ fight last night? Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. Did you see that?
Yeah, man. I get confused. I like Anthony Joshua. And what's crazy, a lot of people don't know, me and Daniel Dubois, we were on the same pay-per-view card. We debuted on Showtime pay-per-view together on a Jake Paul card in Cleveland. A lot of people don't know that. But back to Anthony Joshua, I get I get confused because 1 minute he looks awesome, and the next he looks flat in his fights. And it's hard to really say how great you are if you're fighting the way you're fighting against lower level fighters like Dubois. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from Dubois, but the style that Dubois fought was similar to Francis Ngannou, if you really think about it. And I was disappointed, but I was also happy for Daniel Dubois because he gets to change his life. He finally gets his recognition that he deserved. Like winning that title changed his life. A 27-year-old kid, man. Fred, how old are you?
20.
20. Fred, imagine 7 years from now, you become a WBC champion. Now you're making millions of dollars. Now you have generational wealth. You get to feed your family, support your family for you have nothing to worry about because this was your moment, Fred. That look, he gets to change his life. I'm happy for that. Anthony Joshua, he's still a hell of a fighter. He just got to go back in the drawing board and come back with a different game plan now. Hell, win a couple more fights, man. You're still in the game. There's not that many heavyweights out there, Fred, that has a big following like Anthony Joshua. Personally, he needs to come to America. Perfect example. Anthony Joshua reminds me of Rocky 2. I mean Rocky 3 when he had no footwork and he got his ass beat up by Clubber Lang. So he had to come to LA to train with Apollo Creed to get some footwork and swag. Anthony Joshua needs to come to America and get some footwork and swag. He's
Hmm.
too heavy as if he's in the UFC fighting like a heavyweight in the UFC. He needs to keep bouncing. But in my opinion, Frank Bruno could have beat Anthony Joshua. A prime Frank Bruno would have beaten Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Frank Bruno is one of my favorite UK boxers of all time. One of them.
Frank Bruno. I never met Frank Bruno. I met Larry Holmes. Been to Larry,
Larry Holmes,
but never Frank Bruno.
bro. Bro, Frank Bruno was the only guy in his career, the only guy in Mike Tyson's career to get rocked by him. Like Frank Bruno rocked Mike Tyson so goddamn hard and early on in his career. A lot of people don't know that. Like Frank Bruno, it was a hell of a Frank Bruno gave Lennox Lewis some problems. Even like if you watch that fight, he gave him problems.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, back in the day. Wow, we're talking about years and years and years ago.
Yeah, I mean, look, Frank, you can agree. The way Frank Bruno fought in his prime, he would have beaten Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois.
I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard to pick. Dubois is
Hey,
very,
Frank,
which is very good. It's difficult.
yeah, but Dubois has a style that's similar. His style is very similar to a heavyweight brawler. But when you get a guy who's just as a brawler as you, but more experienced, you get problems. Like Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis would jab the shit out of Dubois and Anthony Joshua. Now we can kind of see the scale of how good Lennox Lewis was.
Mm, mm.
But on the other note, I'm ready to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. That's the fight that should be next.
Yeah, that fight's been talked about for years. Years and years and years, Anthony. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I mean, look, bro. The winner of those two, Anthony Joshua versus Wilder, and if Fury loses to Usyk, then the winner between Joshua and Wilder fights Fury, and then the winner of the Fury, if the whoever fights Fury next after that fight fights the winner of Darren Till and Usyk. Do you right? Look, it just takes two fights, Fred, for Joshua and AJ just to get in title contention. That's how thin the heavyweight division is.
It is good. You're not wrong there, Anthony, at all. It is.
One thing I will say about Turkey, I'm gonna say this one thing about Turkey, and there's nothing bad about Turkey. What Turkey does so good, he pays homage to a lot of legend boxers, people who are forgotten in the past. He shows homage and he shows respect. He flies them out and he treats them like kings, like royalty. I love that about Turkey. He shows his respect to the legends like Roberto Duran, Larry Holmes, Bo, all those guys. Eddie Hearn doesn't do that. None of these promoters do that. They don't show their whole. They want to fly out the current fighters like Tyson. Crawford. Like Yeah, I get it, but show homage to the boxers, the legends before these guys. These new fighters, they mimic their style to the legends we have now, still currently alive.
No, it's good he flies them out, actually. I think it's because they just got so much more money, Sharky has. I think that the other promoters would do, but they get a certain budget for an event, whereas they can only fly
Yeah.
people out. But because Turkey's budget is so big, he can fly whoever he wants to out. I mean, blimey, Ronaldo is there ringside, you know?
I mean, look, bro, every big PBC, Hearns, go to they all got the money to do it. They just choose not to do it. They just choose not to do it. I like that Turkey is saying, hey, we're gonna pay $20 for pay-per-view because everybody's pirating. Yeah, I'm not paying fucking $89 just to see Canelo fight one guy, and I don't even know who the fuck the main co-main event is, and the whole card coming down. I don't know those guys. Influencer boxing, at least we all know who's fighting. We know these guys. We might not be diehard fans, but we know everybody. So we know we're gonna watch from bottom to top. When you're dealing with these big cards and you just got that one main event, you're like, all right, who's the Fred? You can't even name who was the co-main event of the Devin Haney versus Cambosos 1-2. You can't even name who was the co-main event for Tank versus Garcia or Garcia versus Haney. You can't even. I don't even know the co-main event. So don't get upset when he's. And I'm not saying I condone people to pirate. I'm saying don't be upset when people are pirating an event because you charge them $89 and you only have one fight that's interesting.
Mm. Well, in England, it's a lot cheaper than America. America's pay-per-view prices astronomical. Astronomical. I mean, in the UK, it's about 20, 25 pounds. £30, I think it's been occasionally, but yeah, $80 or $90 for pay-per-view is pretty insane. Before I wrap up though, Anthony, hopefully I'll see you in I don't leak the card date. I'll see you by the end of the year sometime. Anything else coming up for you though? Anything else cool?
Uh, no, oh man, we're all good, man. Stop the recording, Fred. I want to chat with you real quick.
All right, well, no there then. Anthony, as always, thank you very much, bro.
Got you, brother.